Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Ben from shouldigetit.com, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you guys about the 5 things that impressed me right off the bat when I got my hands on the 2017 Nissan Nismo Sentra. Now, this is not a full review. This has nothing to do with the driving, but more the experience of being in the cabin. And if you want to see the full review, check out the link in the description below. Give me a second here. So this video is just going to be about things that I really enjoyed over the last 3 days while I couldn't push it too hard. So as you can see right here, the weather was pretty meh here in the Bay Area for about 3 days, and today's the first day that it's actually kind of dried up. So I just left the usual roads in Mexico to try out this car. It handles very well, I am happy to say. Really responsive steering, as you can see right here. But in this video, again, I'm going to be talking about just 5 things that I really enjoy. So number 1, the styling of the car. So as you can see from the outside, this does not look like a regular Sentra at all. This is a whole nother level of car for the lower end market for Nissan. I think that this should be called some sort of a Nismo. It deserves that name in terms of the styling and actually the handling for sure. But as you can see, the styling looks absolutely fantastic. And the biggest thing I like about the exterior of this car is the rims. So these are 18-inch rims wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport tires. And as you can see, they look fantastic. Most cars, I don't think the stock rims are the best looking rims. Honestly, I can't think of a set that would look that much better on this car. So my Mini, I have modified rims on there, and then my Miata also not stock. This car, I would keep the stock wheels. I think they look really, really good, and Nissan did a great job designing them. So that's number 1. Then you get to the inside, and I want to talk about the wheel in here, because this is not a standard Nissan Sentra type wheel or any Nissan wheel. I've only seen this in the GTR, and this is an Alcantara and leather, multiple different fabrics on this wheel. This is Alcantara and leather, like I just mentioned, and it's super comfortable to hold on to. So as you can see, the sides are Alcantara, so really nice grip for some spirited driving, and then the tops are leather, and so is the bottom, and it has this nice leather red accent in the middle at the top, which looks really good. And it's not just form, but it's also function. So there's a lot of feedback given through this wheel, and again, very comfortable to hold on to. It's not too sensitive on the skin. My skin's fairly sensitive, like I can't hold a nail file without freaking out. This is actually really nice. It's warm and it doesn't get too hot at the same time. So the steering wheel, absolutely fantastic. I would want to steal this for my own car. And another thing, as soon as I got in the car, were the seats. So as you can see, these bolsters right here are pretty big. They compress very nicely, and that makes these seats comfortable for just about everyone. So I've had a variety of people sit in the car here with me, ranging from me probably being the smallest, I'm 5'8", about 140 pounds, to my neighbor and my friend, 2 separate people actually, who are right about 6 foot, maybe a little bit taller, and fit pretty comfortable in here, a little bit broader shoulders than myself. And these seats stretch out or compress as needed, so it's very comfortable. It's not too tight. Like if you've been in a Ford Focus ST, for example, you know that there's the ST1 seats and the ST3 seats, and like there's no in between really. These seats are perfect for everyone because as you can see, if you're a little bit bigger, they flex out a little bit, and then they also compress from the inside when you're pushing in. So they are very comfortable. They don't hug you too tight, so your back won't hurt from a long drive. And also on spirited drives, you're not going to be sliding around the seat. So these seats are absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of them. The seats also look very nice. As you can see, there's these 2 different designs on them. The centers are pretty simple, and then we have this sort of cool stitching on the sides right here. We also have the Nismo logo embroidered, and the headrests are nice and soft, but also firm enough to keep your head from flying back if you're doing a little bit more spirited driving or downshifting a few gears at the same time. So the exterior, the steering wheel, and the seats are my favorite 3 things. And then 2 more things that I really noticed as soon as I got in the car and have been enjoying over the last 3 days. So number 4 is the trunk. So I was expecting, a smaller car, not a hatchback, not going to have much trunk space. This fits absolutely anything that I need. I could fit my whole photo studio pretty much in this car with everything folded down. And the reason being is the trunk, as you can see here, is pretty massive. So that bag you see in there is exactly carry-on dimensions for international travel. So you could probably fit, I don't know, like 6, 7, maybe 8 of those in the trunk. You could fit 2 or 3 large suitcases in there, no problem at all. And then the rear seats do fold down, so you can fit longer items in here like snowboard, a longboard, maybe even a surfboard. I don't have one to test it with, but a ton of storage space, which is awesome. And if you need to move something big, you can do that with this car. So, you know, if you're in a band and you need to move big amps around or a drum kit, you could probably do it with this car without much hesitation, which is awesome. And the fifth thing that I want to talk about, and this will be talked about more in my full review, is the lightness of all the driving components. So as you can see here, the throws are pretty short. The shift knob is very light. And the clutch is light as well. So driving this car in traffic is not a headache. It's not painful. You're not going to get, you know, like a sore ankle or sore leg from driving this car on a long trip or in rush hour traffic here in the Bay Area. But it is enough to, you know, have response and feedback. It's heavier than the Mustang GT350 clutch for sure, because that clutch is ridiculously light, and the steering is also nice and light. So at lower speeds, it's easy to move around in the parking lot, but it's also nicely weighted when you're driving a little bit quicker, a little bit more spirited, and it's not too much where you're going to get an arm workout from it. So it's right there in the middle. It's a very nice mixture of feedback and sportiness, and also daily cruising. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Look out for the full review coming in a few days. If it's already out, that link is in the description, as I mentioned before. Hopefully you subscribe, and if you have any questions about the 2017 Nissan Nismo Sentra, please leave them in the comments down below. I will do my best to answer, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.